Hello and welcome everybody, this is Patrocles. Now today we have episode 2 of our advanced Aramusha video series. This is Chains for Days. Now we are going to look in detail on Aramusha's infinite combo and primary offensive mechanic, the deadly feint. Now if you want to make the most of your Aramusha's offense, let's get started. Okay, now before we get into what our actual chain is going to be, we want to think about what our opponent is thinking. And you see it all over our forums and all over the subreddit. The one piece of advice that people have to fight in Aramusha is to block top. We have to go to the top in our infinite chain, so just block there and you'll interrupt the chain after a hit or two. I love that advice, and you could not possibly give worse advice as long as we set up our chain properly, and here's why. Now we get a lot of guaranteed top lights as an Aramusha. Any of our side heavies guarantee us that top light. But what a lot of people don't realize is that our soft feinted sides also guarantee our top lights. And we can use this to set up our chains to really be infinite and really have the most effect. So here it is. Here's our Zen Chain, our form, our kata, our happy place where we want to fall back into anytime we actually open up our opponent. We want to make sure that we do our first finisher on the top so that we can soft feint to the side, guaranteeing that top. So regardless of how we open the combo, we do the top finisher, soft feint to the side, guarantees the top, back into a top finisher, soft feint to the side, guarantees the top, back into a top finisher, and you can just repeat this cycle. And the only chance they have to get out of it is if they block that soft feint. This is not a low damage combo. These soft feinted lights are 20 damage each with the guaranteed 12 on top of it. And if you do land a finisher and whatever heavy you landed to get into it, you have some really significant damage that you've just laid out. So here's some examples of some absolute burst damage where you can get yourself out of a bad situation and just completely melt the health off of some people. Now we should talk about when to let heavies fly. Now I really do not like doing this, especially after I moved to PC. It's a very dangerous thing to do, and I don't at all enjoy doing it unless I have a good read on my opponent. But it is worth it once in a while, and you need it to get those big finishers. Now how to get here. What I always suggest is starting every session you do with some training in the arena. You need to go in there, turn off stamina, and get used to these combos. Throw them over and over, get used to the timing of the soft feints. The top soft feint is a little quicker than the sides, so it does take practice to get used to and do consistently. Then you want to create some other exercises for yourself. You want to maybe switch it up to just doing a single attack, switching soft feints side to side, throwing 3 lights and then throwing your soft feint. Try and mix it up and get used to these so when you do get into a fight, the last thing you have to do is think about inputs. You just want to mix it up so you do it automatically. And this is where Aramusha shines. This is what he was made to do. This is the strength of the character. Throwing out massive chains with crazy feints and crazy combos and completely overwhelming your opponent with tons of damage. And do not be afraid of using a massive light chain against an assassin. It is one of the best tools we have to take them down. Now something we haven't talked about yet is using an actual hard feint on our finisher to go into a guard break. This is a good way to land heavy right in the middle of the chain that's a little bit less risky. And at the end of the fight, it can be a fantastic mix-up. If you've been throwing soft feints the whole time and they're starting to react to them, hard feint the finisher, throw the guard break, and you'll get yourself that execution. So this is all you need to do. You need to channel that inner samurai, use your patience, your knowledge. Anytime you create an opening, you just fall right back into your happy place. You use that Zen Chain, these forms. They'll just come out from all of your muscle memory and all of your practice, and you can just unleash the attacks and let the Aramusha do what he does best. Now for opening up your opponent in the first place, that we are going to cover on the next episode. We're going to have punishes and openers. For us, these are pretty much the same thing. So we're going to go in detail into that, but we're going to end it right here for this week. Again, guys, this is Patrocles. If you enjoyed this, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.